Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving yesterday. And today's Black Friday, which gave way to Cyber Monday, so... whatever, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Marendar. Yes, that thing. In fact, there was a pretty cool mock that I saw on the somewhere, and I've got a photo of it I can show you. Because this looks like exactly what the Marendar would probably be. It's a living weapon, apparently, and, well, here's what it would look like. This Legacy Edition. That screams living weapon to me. Yeah, that looks pretty freaking cool, actually. So, yeah. Now, we have a problem here with the Marendar. I specifically have a problem with the Marendar because of its existence and its purpose. The Marendar was used, well, it was created with the great being Velika. It's a Pomator, not a great being. That great being probably had a hand in creating the Marendar. The Marendar is supposedly created for if Toa all of a sudden go rogue, the Marendar would be unleashed to kill them. You kill the elemental heroes with this living weapon, and you wonder why some people on Barra Magna, there had to have been some people that didn't like the great beings, that saw them as problematic and bad guys. Because they created shit weapons like this! With the purpose of killing the Toa, you know, those guys. Then the Marendar can sense Toa elemental power energies. There's plenty of those on Spherus Magna now. And especially with the Toa Mari now under control of the Dark Hunters. Yeah. The Marendar is going to get confused, and it's going to kill those Toa when it really shouldn't kill those Toa because they're still good guys. The Toa are supposed to be good guys. You don't kill the good guys. That is just disrespectful beyond belief. If you design a living weapon to kill the Toa, you know, everybody's elemental heroes, for me they're my childhood heroes, you kill them with this living weapon, what is wrong with you? Who is the main great being responsible for this bullshit? I'd like to know. I know Velika had a hand in it, apparently, at least according to the Biosector 01 article on the Marendar. This living weapon is cancerous, is what it is. It's a bad idea that apparently people latched onto because, well, there had to be an opposite to the Toa, I suppose. When in reality, the Marendar should have been used to kill the Shadow Toa instead of the regular Toa. That's a whole other idea. That's a whole other ball of wax. I don't like the concept of the Marendar, simply because of its purpose to kill Toa. You don't kill the Toa and expect to be taken seriously. I have no sympathy for the great beings that created this monstrosity, because why would a Toa go rogue in the first place? Well, look at Toa Toyette. There's that. She died many times, apparently. Remember the many deaths of Toa Toyette? Yeah, So that's a Toa that goes rogue. They can at least kill her. But then, yeah. I gotta tell you, the Marendar, the name is just ridiculous anyway. It's Matoran for salvation, and yet, what salvation is being delivered upon? The salvation upon, the Agori's salvation is basically the death of Toa with this living weapon. What? That makes no sense whatsoever. At the end of the story, the Toa and Glatorian were helping each other, learning about each other's cultures, and, you know, teaming up to rebuild villages and whatnot. Same thing with the Agori and the Matoran. Everybody was living prosperously on Spherus Magna, and, well, except for the bad guys like the Dark Hunters and whatnot, but and what remains of the Skrull, but that's beside the point. The good characters were, the good guys were all, you know, living peacefully now. There are still some skirmishes that are happening every so often, but overall, there was no need for the Marendar to be unleashed, and yet it was anyway at the end of the story. Thanks, Matanui. It was kept in a vault underground, and apparently it busted out after the reformation of Spherus Magna. What the fuck? Whoever came up for the idea of the Marendar is not a fan of the Toa. And I hate that. I like the Toa. I think they're great characters. Well designed as well as well written characters. Look at the Toa Mata, for example. The Marendar is just an insult. It really is. And when I looked at the other images for that mock, yeah, a Toa would die of a grisly death, it would be. With the chest opening up and the open teeth, and that basically encapsulates the head of the Toa, crushes their head in their mask, and that kills them. Okay, that sounds very painful, obviously, but, well, what the hell? Why would you create this thing, and they were expecting Toa to go rogue at some point. Well, look at Toa Toyette and the Toa Mari, which were allied, or at least under mind control, by the Dark Hunters. Thanks to Shadowed One. The Marendar is just a bad idea. There's no salvation being delivered with this thing. Instead, there is anger from people like me who hate this idea because why would you kill a Toa in the first place? If you killed Toa Tahu, I'm pretty sure people will be angry at you, Lego. Hang on a second. Actually, I think they would be mad at Greg Farsty because by the end of the story, he was the only writer for the story. If there was a story serial where Toa Tahu was seen by the Marendar mistakenly as a threat, and he kills him, I'm pretty sure that will piss off so many fucking fans. The idea alone of it coming out of my mouth, the words I'm spewing, is probably pissing off Tahu fans right now. But it just goes to show that no one needed this. No one needed the Marendar. The Great Beings should have never made this thing. It was a nightmare of a weapon. It was a nightmare of a concept, an idea. And it should have stayed in a madman's dreams. So, does anybody like the Marendar? If you like the Marendar at all, for whatever reason, you're fucked. In the head. I mean, what else do I have to say here 10 minutes into the fucking video? I absolutely hate the Marendar. That mock is pretty fucking cool, though. That looks like what would have been a canonized version of the Marendar. In fact, that should have been entered into a canonization contest. That probably will happen. And it'll probably win because... When bad ideas like the Marendar slip through the cracks, it shows that, well, there are flaws in the story. Ideas that have come out of the woodwork, and whether it pisses off fans or not, that doesn't really matter. The point is, it happened, and it happened for a reason. Greg wrote the story around the Marendar. And it's bullshit. The Marendar did not need to exist. It is a Toa killer. It just... Why? Why would you do that? There's no reason for this. This is sad, disheartening, depressing as well. If I witnessed my favorite Toa, Golly, being killed by the Marendar, I would get down on my knees and cry right by her corpse. Yeah. So, what else is left to say? Is the Marendar a good idea to you? Is it a bad idea to you? I think it's a horrible idea. While I do appreciate that mock, just the concept alone of the Marendar is just disrespectful to the very creation of the Toa, to the purpose of the Toa. The Toa are the good guys, they're not bad guys, except for Toyette. The Toa Mari don't really count because, well, they had no choice, they were under mind control from the fucking Dark Hunters. The Shadowed One, you are a jerk. Yeah. There was a combination model for Rudaka and Kitongu that made the Shadowed One, and that is exactly what he should look like always. Any mocks that are made are automatically rendered completely worthless, because this combination model is exactly what I expect to see when it comes to, you know, visualizing what the Shadowed One actually looks like. He has a name, we don't know it yet. Still, because Greg has his ways, apparently. Ugh. Still drinking black tea. Bite me. I would also say bite me to Greg because, well, he created the Marendar! It's a bad idea! Besides Toyette, no Toa would go rogue, and they have a code of honor to live by, the Toa. They don't kill. They, you know, they defeat an enemy, but don't kill him, obviously, because that's part of the code. That's part of the Toa code. You abide by that code. You don't, you know, go off of that, from that code. Toyette would probably disobey the code and kill Lezovic if she had to. I don't think she was ever associated with Lezovic. So, the only reason I can see the Marendar being justified is if a Toa decided to disobey the code and kill. For karma's sake, the Marendar will be unleashed to kill them. Even then, that sounds bad. I can't justify the Marendar's existence at all. This is something that should piss off Bionicle fans in general. If you like the concept of the Marendar, you are completely wrong and fucked in the head. Because killing the Toa, that's just awful. It's depressing, sad, disrespectful, any other word I can think of to describe how awful the Marendar in concept is. No salvation here. Not with the Marendar. Nope. I know the name translates to salvation because it's in Matoran. Or is it Agori? I don't remember. Point is, the Marendar, bad idea. Probably one of the worst story ideas for Bionicle in the later years. And if you defend the Marendar in any way, shape, or form, why? Is there something I'm missing? I don't think so. Post in the comment section below what you think about the Marendar, because I hate it. I love that mock. That mock, amazing. But just the idea alone, this living weapon to kill Toa, without even going into immense detail about how it would happen or why it would happen. Just that alone, a living weapon to kill Toa. That sentence right there is enough to piss off me, a fan of the Toa. Fuck. Greg, Farshti, and whoever else was probably responsible for the Marendar idea. Why did you do this? Why? The great beings designed this damn thing because they could. That's the only thing I can probably... Okay, there's no justifying the existence of the Marendar. Its existence and purpose is to kill Toa, and that is bad. Very bad. I hate the Marendar. It's just so bad. It really is. And I think you should hate it too, because, you know, we grew up with the Toa. We all grew up with those guys. And girl, obviously. So many Toa teams out there. The first Toa team was apparently the Toa Kordak in the story. But the first Toa team that were sets, them, the Toa Mata. And yet, again, if Tahu over there got killed by the Marendar for whatever reason, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of pissed off fans, Greg. I would show you other pictures of this mock, but now I don't want to, because, well, I'll leave it for you to look up later. I don't even remember where I found those. And there was other legacy style mocks like Toyette, she looks pretty cool. Custom sword, which is pretty awesome. Nice mask. The Nui stone, yeah. The Batera. Cool. And other things, including an elite unit of Skrull. Never heard of this before. But I probably have never seen that art where you see Skrull soldiers with spears and whatnot and custom helmets, you know, marching along. I've never seen that piece of art before. I don't know where it is, except for on the Biome Sector 01 page. Or was it somewhere else? I don't remember. Point is, They existed. And someone made a mock of it. And we should have gotten that physically too. We should have gotten the Batera. I'm glad the Marendar was never developed as a set. Because, well, that mock was good enough for me, I think. I just, huge slap in the face from Greg Farschi and Lego for coming up with the idea of the Marendar. And it wasn't even Lego that came up with it. It was Greg Farschi. He wrote the story, after all. Most of it. Lego, I don't understand how Lego could approve of an idea like this. The executives had to have been worried about Greg's mental state at the time, probably, because you create something that would kill Toa. How do you market that? How would Lego market that to kids, especially at the time? Yeah. It's just, what the fuck? So there you go. That's my video on the Marendar. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate the Marendar. It is an awful idea. It's a disrespectful idea. And, you know what? Just... yeah. It's just... it's not a good idea at all. It's stupid. It's horrible. It's just wrong. It's 100% wrong. Greg Farschi, you are wrong for creating the idea of the Marendar in the fucking story. You wrote about this bastardist creation. This is a bastardization on the very name, the very idea of the Toa. It's basically an anti-Toa machine. What is this, Terminator? I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. Well, that's the end of this video. Let me finish my tea. Put you over there. So there you go. The Marendar sucks. If you have any defenses for this damn thing, post those in the comment section below. Otherwise, you'd be 100% wrong either way, because the Marendar, horrible. That mock, though, pretty spiffy. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. So, stay tuned for more videos. I am TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.